got some really good coffee. So, let's see if those notifications went out, huh? Yes, I do believe. We've got some notifications. Yes, great. So I know that we're getting notified. I hope the main channel notifications went out. I'm going to refresh the chat. Well, no, I'm not going to refresh the chat. Hopefully you guys will say something in the chat so I know that it's live. How about that? Let's do that. Can we do that? Let's do it. There we go. Caleb and Steven.
Yo, yo, yo.
Hey.
Stephen Craig Wynn
Caleb and Stephen Craig Wynn Jr. Steve-O, what's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
How are you?
Stephen Craig
We're
Wynn
live!
Jr. Steve-O.
We are live. We are live indeed. I finally got
Patrick John Welder. Hey, Nate.
Remember I told you guys
good customer service. It's sometimes hard to find.
You're not going to believe this customer service. You're going to be like, dude, Nate's like a
Stephen Craig Wynn
total badass.
Jr. Steve-O. Eat.
Dabbing Banana Mac. Ooh. So my mom was so proud of what I did that she called her friend and told her sister and told her what I did. Because that's how proud, and usually my mom doesn't do stuff like that, but I actually did something that my mom was so proud of. So I'll tell you, she went to the store, she went to TJ Maxx, and she bought 2 bags of rib bones, like treats for the dog. And when she got home, she gave one of the bones to the dog, and the dog started chewing it up like a dog does. And I had gone to the bank because I had to
Enoch YU Beaslin 420. Yo, Nay, what up, son?
Following you back, Ken. Sorry about that. Enoch, hey. So where is my upload? I put a picture up here that, oh, here it is. Great. So let me show you this photograph that I took. And when I got home from depositing my cash, which I got today, I got paid today. I was really happy.
Jr. Stable. What was that story you were telling? IWS left in mystery, haha.
No. Here we go. Look at this. You see that? So when I come home, I find this on the floor. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, dude, this is like a real bone. And we don't give our dog bones because we know it's bad. You know, they splinter and shard up and then get stuck in the intestine and cause all kinds of problems. And dogs need surgery sometimes from this shit. You know, it can be really bad. So I immediately collected all the shards of broken bone off the ground. I picked up the main bone. I put it on the table. I took a picture of it. And I contacted the company that's putting that out on Instagram. I sent them that photograph. And I said, basically, you know, this is unacceptable. Dogs aren't supposed to be given bones. I don't understand how you can do this. And where's the oversight? I mean, where is, you know, the FDA protecting us from ourselves, from our own stupidity? You know, it would be nice if there, you know, TJ Maxx would look out for us. You know, there's veterinarians on Google. If you Google it, no, do not give your dog bones, period. Just don't do it. Off limits. Don't do it. And you're going to eliminate all kinds of problems if you just don't do that, right? That's why. Let me make that picture bigger so you guys can see it better. Because it's shocking when I look at there. Look at those shards, guys. Look at those splinters. Do you think that would be okay for your dog to eat those splinters like that? They're hard, like pieces of glass that are not going to get digested. Those could easily get stuck in an intestine.
Stephen Craig
They could
Wynn
cause
Jr.
abscesses,
Stable.
holes.
My old doggy ate rack of raw ribs off top bill when won't look needed expensive Shuri talking to and Patrick John Welder.
So
Those look really sharp.
I
and
left
pointy.
them a message on Instagram.
Almost like a chicken bone.
I made an IG post
Caleb
and I
Slider.
said that's unacceptable, right?
100% unacceptable.
I don't know if they've seen that or responded back, and I don't care. Whatever. This is for the FDA. This is for the United States government to look at, actually. Companies shouldn't be allowed to freaking sell bones as dog treats. There's a little disclaimer on the bag. It's hilarious. Have you ever tried to take a bone away from a pit bull? Best of luck. It's like, take the bone away if there's shards or blah, blah, blah. What? You reach your hand in there and take the shards away. You're putting yourself at more risk than those shards going down into my dog's intestine. I'm going to lose my freaking finger. Or worse, bleed out. Morons, why would you put me in that situation? TJ Maxx. And then I was like, Mom, where'd you buy these? She bought them at TJ Maxx. Local store. I was like, I'm calling him. She's like, okay, she knows I'm like a little tornado. Right? So, sure enough, man, I get TJ Maxx on the phone. The woman I speak to is very nice. She's like, I know exactly what you're talking about. And I'm like, those are real bones. And she's like, yeah, that's probably a problem. I go, yeah. She goes, let me get you my manager. And the manager gets on, or the assistant manager, and he says, hey, so you've got a problem with one of our products? And I said, yeah. I said, you familiar with the
Stephen Craig Wynn Jr. Stable.
Jack and Pup?
I got bit by a pit bull trying to get a mini pincher out its teeth, and I bled out, man.
Right? Oh, you tried to save a mini pincher. Oh, I bet, man. I'm sorry about that. So, little mini pinchers think they're pit bulls, and that's what sucks. They don't realize they're tiny little dogs. They think they're
Billy
big. They think they're
Valentine.
big Doberman pinchers.
What's up?
They don't know.
Stephen
They didn't
Craig
breed the
Wynn
stupid out of them.
Jr. Stable.
Yeah, sure, the pincher died.
The pincher died.
Yeah, the pincher got pinched. But look, I love that breed of dog. I'm sorry that it happened. Anyway, back to the story. So I called TJ Maxx. Hey, Billy. I called TJ Maxx. I get the manager. The manager says, so what is this product? I said, it's Jack and Pup rib bones. And I said, they're real rib bones. My mom didn't realize what she was getting for my dog. And let's see if we can get Rogie on here. Wouldn't that be great while we're talking about him? Let me just find the right camera here. It should be around here somewhere. There it is. We got Rogie on tap there. Hey, the bee bringing back the Beazle Can Extreme. All right, so the manager says,
Trina Loven.
I'm familiar with that product. I know where that is. I said, these
Billy
are actual
Valentine.
bones. They
They
splinter.
shouldn't splinter like that unless they're cooked.
I said they splinter
WTF.
like glass.
Nick Brown. That's how animals get splinters in their gut.
Right? I said it splinters like glass. I've got photographs. He's like, man, have your mom bring it back. He's like, we'll refund you the money. He says, I'm going to go out on the floor. He says, and we're going to take that product off of the shelves right now. TJ Maxx. Instant customer service. Instant gratification from TJ Maxx with the customer. Now, he may have been saying that to appease me, but I doubt it, because I have a feeling if he's lying to me, he could probably get in some kind of trouble. especially since I'm making this public. You know, he could probably lose his job if I go over there and those damn things are still on the shelf. So I'm assuming, I'm going to take the guy's word for it, that he went and he took those things off the shelf. He also told me he was going to send an email and he was going to track this down and get to the bottom of it. Give me 1 second here. I might have to sneeze. Maybe not. No. I thought I was going to sneeze. It went away. So, moral of the story is, where we think that we don't have a voice in today's society, I am here to tell you, exercise your voices.
Stephen Craig Wynn.
Thank
Jr.
you, Steve.
Stable.
He's doing well. Thank
Hope
you.
your father is doing well now.
He is doing well. Remember this. You're never going to know whether your voice is going to work until you use it. And so use it frequently, often, be loud, be polite, but get your point out there, because you know what? I may have just saved a dog's life today. And you know what? That makes me a superhero. You could be a superhero too. However you see fit. I mean, you can jump on board with the TJ Maxx Jack and Pup
Billy
thing if you
Valentine.
want. You can contact them.
Refund? Make sure you follow up on that. He can't speak for a corporate contract between two multi-million-dollar companies. Not saying he's lying, but that product is big than him. So follow up for sure. Poor
Right.
Beazle though.
Yeah, what I told my mom is,
Caleb Sliger. No doubt. you
hey,
did.
Capper, where have you been?
Kevin Monaco.
Capper.
Hi.
Hi, where have you been?
Kevin Monaco. Hi.
Hi, Kepper, where have you been?
Enoch YU Beaslin 420. Save every Beazle worldwide son. Stephen Craig Wynn, Jr., Stavo. It's Cabernet laugh out loud.
It's Kepper. It is Kepper. It's Kepper. We had a little crash in the market. It was great. It exploded and then slowly crashing for the last 10 hours or so. Just going back down to where, you know, it's kind of finding a happy medium in between the whatever. But it's not bad. You know, it's not bad. We're looking at nice profit over here. 43,000 on our 35,000. We're still at 43,000. So that's good. I just want you guys to know, we do have voices in corporations. Some corporations will listen to you. You won't know unless you try, unless you speak. And you should speak. And whether they're ignoring you or not, it's the one time or two times that they're going to listen to you and actually act that you made a difference in the world. Now, this company, Jack and Pup, they shouldn't be selling fucking rib bones, period, to anybody with a dog. Nobody should be giving their dog rib bones, period. So I would recommend all of you guys can go on Instagram if you want, and you can forward my IG post that was at Jack and Pup
Kevin Monaco.
back to them. I didn't see them on
Waddle
Twitter,
and May
but they
13.
are on Instagram.
Kevin Monaco. Igatinvet Dab Emerald Cup.
He got invited back. Emerald Cup. Oh, have you been at the Emerald Cup? Is that where you've been? Cool, man. That's awesome. That's a lot of fun. I had fun when I went.
Kevin Monaco. Ingoing May 13.
Okay. Well, where have you
Kevin
been?
Monaco. Tim invited Megan.
But where have you been, bro? Why haven't you been coming by the show? I haven't seen you here. Oh, I forgot my SEO. Oh my god. God, I'm sucky today. Oh my god, I forgot my SEO. Okay. Let me put in the SEO.
Deadpool.
Okay.
Good evening,
Oh, I should put in
cheers.
Jack and Pup.
Kevin Monaco. Just being a thumb.
I put TJ Maxx and Jack and Pup in there too. Okay? So we're good there. Just been at home. Well, dude, you're at home. You should turn on the show, bro. When I go live, man, turn on your notifications and come by the show. Uh-oh. One of my YouTubes is not streaming. Why is that? One of my YouTubes is down, man. Dude, did I get another strike?
Kevin Monaco.
Please, no.
I'm here now.
One of my low viewing channels, I'm sure. Yeah, it's only got 489. Hey, no, it says, how TJ Maxx? Yeah, it's only got 489. There, I'm live. Hey, no, it says, how TJ Maxx? That's weird. Okay, I'm live on that channel. We're good. You guys want a link to that channel so you can
Kevin Monaco.
sign up for more notifications?
If you can get to Emerald Cup,
There's a link in the
May
chat.
13th and see me.
No, I'm not coming to the
Monaco.
Emerald Cup in May. But
If you take me, I'll get you in.
no, dude, no, I'm not going to the Emerald Cup. I'm not interested in being around a bunch of people. Dude, you know, I know that you are having fun and living your life, and you should, if that's what you want to do. Me, I don't want to end up getting long COVID, bro. I don't want to catch COVID and then have some kind of symptoms that increase my chances of diabetes by 40%. So it's just not worth it to me to be around a bunch of people smoking cannabis.
Stephen Craig
I'd rather just do it from here.
Stavo. LOL. Kevin Monaco. Alright, you should if OUOT time. Stephen Craig Wynn
Alright, you should
Jr.
if you
Stavo.
have time. Kepper is fake.
Kepper is fake, bro. Kevin Monaco. If you can get in, I got TSU.
Thank you, Kepper. What do you mean Kepper is fake, Kevin? Who are you? Kepper's not fake, but who are you? Now, if you're going to call Kepper fake, you got me looking at you. Because I know Kepper. I know Kepper. I know how he
Kevin
talks.
Monaco.
I know how he thinks.
LOL.
I know how he types. And I know that that's Kepper. But you,
Kevin Monaco.
who are you?
Just think about it, because you can get T.I. meet T. Tim Blake.
No, bro, it's not worth it to me.
Nick
Sorry.
Brown.
I don't need to meet people, man.
Kepper
I'm
has
not
been
like
here
you.
Forever.
You and I are different people. You
Kevin
like going
Monaco.
out, and that's okay. You like being social.
won't have
You like
to
meeting
wait in
famous
line.
people. You like going out, and there's nothing wrong with that, Kepper. I love hearing your stories about all the people you've hung out with. It's just not, you know, it's like I might be into pit bulls, you might be into cats. You know, it's just not my thing. You know, it was.
why you
It
beat
was.
him
I used to like being around
420.
people, but not anymore. It's just I've
Cheers,
outgrown
son,
it
hashtag
because of the
NLRC.
pandemics and the germs and the
Kevin
bullshit. I just don't want to be
Monaco.
around it anymore. I'm
I
horrible
wanna
when I
go
get sick,
hang out
man.
with you right now.
I get the shit beat out of me when I get sick. You want to go hang out with me? Fuck them. Fuck them all. Well, I'll tell you this, Kepper. If I ever have to go to California for any reason, have to go back to my house up there for any reason, I'll let you know. I'll let you know when I'm going out there if you want to meet me in California or something. Make it easy for you. But there's no plans for that either. I'm over the whole traveling around, being around people. I just went to the DMV. I'm sorry, I just went to the bank to go deposit a check.
Kevin Monaco.
You guys would not believe
It'll be good for us.
the money that just came into me. Oh my God, you wouldn't even fucking believe it. But, yeah, I got paid finally, and I went to the bank, and when I was standing there at the teller, the two girls that came next to me, one of them had the sniffles, and I went like this. I moved over about a foot. I was like, bro, I swear, why would you leave your house? You got the sniffles?
Miss me
What
with
do you
that
got going
one,
on?
Shawty.
You got the CV? What
Send
you got?
me some money.
Miss me with that one, Shade. Send me some money.
Kevin Monaco.
Is that what you do? You go on people's podcasts and
I
you ask them to
saved
send you
myself
money?
into
Oh,
your
oh,
Sixers.
that's because I told you I just got paid. Oh, I got you.
Kevin Monaco. In what OTR I freaked out with COVID guys owing in 4K mint.
With what I just got paid, I could have a whole
Kevin
armful
Monaco.
of these freaking bracelets.
I bleed as of blood over
My whole
floor.
arm, I could have a sleeve with what I just got paid. A sleeve, and that's 18 karat. Now that's a sleeve. But I gotta pay taxes. All this money I make, I gotta pay taxes on it. So it's like I can't just go crazy with it. I'd like to buy crypto with it, but at the
Billy
same time,
Valentine.
Harmony didn't dump.
Remember that you need an heir.
Dad. I have an heir. My heir is the SPCA, bro. The animal shelter. Anyway, I really want to hit this, and I really need to hit it because I'm really wound up, man. I'm really upset about a bunch of things today. It's just stupid with the bank. I got paid, and I put my money in the bank. I go to the bank, I drop it in there, and they tell me it's not going to be there for 2 days. I'm like, but
Kevin
I just
Monaco.
handed it to you.
Cheese.
What do you mean it's going to take 2 days? It's not taking me 2 days to put it in your hand while I'm standing in front of you. Why is it taking you 2 days to put it into my
Nick
account?
Brown.
That's what I want to talk about on today's live
I
show.
just want a dump truck and a LOLJK.
All right, I'll get you. If I start giving everybody money, the first thing I'm going to do is buy you that dump truck in the sky. I'm going to get you that big dump truck you always wanted. I'm going to get you that big old dump truck. And I know that Billy Valentine wants a
Kevin
time
Monaco.
machine, so I'll get
Think
Nick a
about
dump
the
truck, and I'm going to get
Emerald
Billy
Cup. Would be
Valentine
funny
a time
if we
machine.
ended up at it. Kevin Monaco.
The Kevin just wants a big tall bong, so I'm going to get that for him.
Kevin Monaco. We need to fill it full of money. Kevin Monaco. A dump truck full of money. Billy Valentine. You can leave your dough to Rogan or his son, you know.
Right?
Watch Gunther's Millions. Kevin Monaco. Thank you. Nick Brown. Hell yeah.
Hell yee-oh. Heel. All right. Anyway, I want to smoke. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabisism is for all. There's some
Kevin
sun here, so let's
Monaco.
get some nice smoke ring action.
LOL, cheers.
What do you guys say about some smoke ring effects? Are you guys down with some smoke ring effects here? Look at this. Look what we're going to be doing. We're going to be lighting up some smoke rings. Cheers. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers. Kepper, Nick Brown, Billy Valentine, and everybody that might be watching on Rumble, to all of you. Thank you guys all for taking time out of your day to come into my show, and I want you to know I appreciate you guys for doing that. Thank you so much. Cheers. Yes. Thank you. My brain feels like someone just let the air out of the tires, just relax. Took all the pressure off. You guys want to hear about the CPI inflation report from Clear Value Tax?
The CPI inflation report for the month of February was released this morning. It came in at 6.0%. So I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about inflation, what was in this report. Today is Tuesday, March 14th, and I hope you're having a very nice day.
Thank you.
In
so
January, the rate of
pleasant.
inflation was at 6.4%. In February, inflation fell down to 6.0%.
Beasel's back. The Beazel.
So this was in line with market expectations. So ultimately, there were no surprises. So the stock market is breathing a sigh of relief. The stock market is happy and it's up. Month over month, inflation rose by 0.4%. So that's not good. But year over year, inflation fell. However, what that means month over month is that inflation is showing signs of revival.
California,
So ultimately, this
I'll bet
report,
good
it
for
came in
me if
okay.
I get to
It wasn't
make it
great.
to Tim Blake
It
May
wasn't
13th. I'll
horrific.
get
So
to
it
sail
was-
those
it was
beans
okay.
I made. Kevin Monaco.
Now, in today's video, I'm going to cover
I
the
had to
actual
make them so the
CPI
Callion
inflation
hours
reports.
could go
In a
hand in
separate
Hollywood
video,
Cup
I'm going to
for
cover
me.
the consequences of the CPI
Kevin
inflation
Monaco.
reports on the stock market
So
and
next
on
year
the
I
Federal
get to
Reserve's
enter the
decision
event.
that they're going to make on March 22nd.
Wow, dude, you're going to enter the event with your... Bro, but don't you have to have a whole bunch? How much do you have to produce to get into the event? Like 5 or 10 pounds? What? I mean, don't you have to be able to distribute a whole bunch to everybody?
The FOMC meeting.
To all the
Kevin
judges?
Monaco.
However, it's very important to know what is inside
This
this,
visit I'll be
CPI
on
inflation
foot
report
delivery.
because at that meeting on March
Kevin
22nd,
Monaco.
you're going to see Jerome Powell at the press
And to show
conference.
them I'm doing better.
And he's going to be citing a lot of things from this report. He's going to be citing services, ex-housing. He's going to be citing core. He's going to be citing shelter inflation, etc.
I got to tell you guys,
So here's a break.
since I started working out, you know, just doing push-ups in the morning and doing occasional, you know, dips and curls and the things that I do, I've been way more...
Kevin Monaco. I have to get a COVID shot before I got Epson. Kevin Monaco. I won't go in with no COVID shot. Kevin Monaco. Said so no.
Right on, Kipper. It's a good idea if you're going to be around a lot of people, bro. Get the, you know? Maybe I should get another, and then I wouldn't mind being around people so much. But I just know if I got it anyway, even with the, I know I'd be down, bro. I'd be so
Billy
sick. I
Valentine.
get so sick.
You do dips. Cool. I dip. You dip. I dip, you dip, we dip. Kevin Monaco. They'll take any shot I need before I go to that thing.
That's how I try to tighten my stomach muscles with those dips, because when I do it, I can hold my legs straight out in front of me. Remember when I started this journey over a year ago, I always told you guys, I was like, I just want to be able to hold my legs straight out in front of me like I saw Ben Stiller do in Zoolander when he was on the rings. I'm like, bro, I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to hold my feet straight out in front of me. Why? And I was like, I wonder what it would take muscularly for me to be able to do that. And I just started working at it. I started with leg lifts. I remember, bro, years ago, I remember doing leg lifts. I remember going into my local store where this woman worked, and she looked at me and she goes, you look like you're losing weight. You look good. She goes, what is it that you're doing? And I remember getting on the floor and showing her I was doing leg lifts. Like, I was doing like juiced up leg lifts. And that was really all I could do at the time, you know. But I built up the muscles in my stomach to the point to where I could, you know, do dips and do knee bends or whatever that's called when you raise your knees to your chest, which I can't do fully, but I mean, just doing that helped build that up too. Anyway, the reason I started talking about this was as I go out in public, which I don't really do that often, but man, like...
Billy Valentine. Ha 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 ha. You worked out in the store?
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha
Yeah.
ha ha ha. I love you.
It's a tiny town. There was no one else there. It was me and her, bro. You know? There was no one else in there. There may have been one other person, but I don't think there was. She's the owner. So anyway, when I go out, like I go to the springs and I hang out at the beach and I got my shirt off and I'm looking at all the other guys out there and I'm comparing myself. I'm looking at my arms and I'm looking at my stomach, and you know what? I'm still like the fattest guy on the beach. I'm still the fattest guy. When I go almost anywhere, I look around. And so today I was doing that at the bank, and No, dude, I was looking, dude. There were a whole bunch of women in that bank, and I wasn't making eye contact with any of them. But when I got up to the glass thing to talk to the woman, I could see everybody, right? And I was just looking in the reflection and shit, and because I'm sneaky like that. And there were these two big obese guys. And this one guy came in, nice looking, wearing like a kind of a business getup, if I remember correctly. I didn't really look at him too much. And then it was these fat guys that were just slobs, and all of these attractive women standing around, like 20 women in there. And I was looking, and I was like, wow, man, some of these women were looking at me. And I was like, that's different. I was like, I'm so used to not being noticed. And I'm like, okay, things are starting to turn. The tides are starting to turn. For the first time in my life. But when I go down to the beach, I'm still the fattest guy on the beach. And I'm like, man. Dude, there's this kid walked up. We were sitting there playing cornhole, me and my buddies. And this kid walks up with his girlfriend. And he's got to be...
It's 'cause we're old. Bro, not gonna hang right on the beach.
He's got to be 19 or 20 years old.
That stuff.
And this guy looks like he's taking steroids. The muscles this kid had.
Kevin Monaco.
And I'm just like...
Don't be the fastest guy on beach.
Don't be the fastest guy on the beach? Not gonna hang around. Bro, there were dudes... No, Billy, no. There were dudes 10 years older than me that looked way better than me. There were 60-year-old men out there that were cut, bro, muscular and no fat, and they were talking to the ladies. Bro, I'm telling you, man, I ain't making it up. I ain't making it up. So it just puts me into that mental thing where I realize I still have to do something about all this fat I have. You know, so I don't care. I can have all the muscles up top that I want, but if I still have a fat belly, I look like a slob.
Kevin Monaco.
It just doesn't help, man.
I can tell you lost weight.
I haven't lost weight, dude. I weigh, last check, I weighed 187.
Billy Valentine. You should see the muscles on my teeth.
I vary like 5 pounds.
If you just saw that, I'd pass for 20. It's my face that screws it up. Kevin Monaco.
You got taint muscles, bro?
I dehydrated all my water.
You dehydrated all your water? That's how you lost weight? Well, it's just nice not being the big fat slob that no one wants to look at anymore when I walk into the bank. You know, that felt good. And the
Kevin
girl
Monaco.
That was working with me...
So when I say I look thinner... Kevin Monaco. The water is gone. Kevin Monaco. Yep.
The...
Billy Valentine. Well, your taint is a muscle. It's the dink root, right?
So... The girl that was at the bank teller, her name was Heaven. And she... was saying things to me that I was like, I was asking myself, is that what they tell the employees, how the employees to talk to customers? Or is this girl being like really nice to me? Right? She wanted to know if I had any special plans coming up. She asked me all these personal questions about my business. And she was typing and 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 typing. And I'm like, I'm just depositing my check. Why are you asking me all of these questions? And that wasn't about her. She had to do this, man. She had to fill out all of this shit. Well, all I was doing was trying to put money in the bank. I've never seen anything like it. You guys, I was in there for like 12 minutes.
Eat healthy and drink loads
What
of
happened to
water.
Mr. Slowski, man?
The weight, but carry on the exercise to get the muscles.
What happened to Mr. Slowski? What the fuck, dude? He told me he was going to be busy working, but he hasn't been by in forever just to say hello.
Kevin Monaco.
You'll soon
I
lose the
showed
weight.
my therapist my asshole. He
Eat healthy and
me
drink
on
loads
a
of water.
classified visit.
So my mother tells me to drink lots of water. On a classified.
Kevin Monaco. He said I didn't matter, so I showed
Oh my
him my
God,
asshole.
Capper, stop it. Stop saying that stuff in my chat. Here, let's listen to what this guy has to say.
Breakdown of the year-over-year stats. Energy prices are up 5.2%. Services ex housing up 7.3%. Shelter inflation up 8.1%. Food inflation up 9.5%. Now we're going to break down these categories one by one because ultimately these are the more important categories. So starting with food. An inflation rate of 9.5%, that is still unacceptably high. We know that consumers are getting hit.
How many
hard
times
by
is he going to do it?
inflation.
Dude,
Kevin
Ultimately,
Monaco.
expense.
if we did
Cheers.
a bong rip every time he sighed, we would be so wasted by the end of this show. It's like he sighs, we have to pause it and do a bong rip. Look how that would play out.
CPI inflation report for the month of February was released this morning. It came in at 6.0%. So I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about inflation, what was in this report. Today is Tuesday, March 14th, and I hope you're having a very nice day. In January, the rate of inflation was at
Kevin
6.4%. In February,
IDBS
inflation fell
Island.
down to 6.0%.
Caleb
So this was
Schweiger.
in line with market
do it.
expectations. So ultimately, there are no surprises. So the stock market is breathing a sigh of relief. The stock market is happy and it's up. Month over month, inflation rose by 0.4%. So that's not good. But year over year, inflation fell. However, what that means month over month is that inflation is showing signs of
Billy
revival.
Valentine.
So ultimately,
Maybe
this
he's
report, it came in
silent,
okay.
farting out
It wasn't
his mouth.
great. It wasn't horrific.
You guys notice he's doing like one long sigh the whole time he's talking. He's like, but he just did it. So now we have to smoke. So no law regarding cannabis. Cheers. Yeah, and if you don't believe me, here I'll take it back a second and you can hear it.
It wasn't horrific. So
It wasn't horrific. Cheers. Okay. Bong rip every time he sighs.
it was okay. Now in today's
He edited that sigh out, but that's okay.
video, I'm going to cover the actual
We'll forego that because
CPI
there's going to be plenty.
inflation reports. In a separate video, I'm going to cover the
Billy
consequences
Valentine. Just realized I'm salting my food with pink cave dirt.
of the CPI inflation reports on the stock market and on the Federal Reserve's decision that they're going to make on March 22nd, the FOMC meeting. However, it's very important to know what is inside this CPI inflation report because at that meeting on March 22nd, you're going to see Jerome Powell at the press conference, and he's going to be citing a lot of things from this report. He's going to be citing
Did that one count?
Powell at the press conference.
That counts, man. All right. Cheers, everybody. That was a long one. Cheers.
Billy Valentine. Yup, big time.
Cheers to that. Next one. Okay, we're a minute 25
Debbie
seconds in.
Demers Karajanakis
Hey, Debbie.
Carol.
And he's going to be
Yes.
citing a lot of things from this report. He's going to be citing services, ex housing. He's going to be citing core. He's going to be citing shelter inflation, etc. So here's a breakdown of the year over year stats. Energy prices are up 5.2%. Services, ex housing, up 7.3%. Shelter inflation up 8.1%. Food inflation up 9.5%. Now we're going to break down these categories one by one because ultimately these are the more important categories. So starting with food. And inflation rate 9.5%.
Cheers, everybody. I know he wasn't going to let us down. Oh, my God.
That is still
No law regarding cannabis. Cheers, everybody. He did it again. It's 2 minutes in. 2 minutes and 7 seconds in. He's side within 2 seconds of each other.
Kevin Monaco. Bong Rip. Debbie Demers Karajanaki's Carol. Hashtag cheers.
Debbie.
Billy
unacceptably
Valentine.
high. We know that.
Cheers.
We know that.
He's gonna make my pipe puke black resin everywhere.
He just did it again.
Caleb Sliger.
And if anybody,
My man.
anybody,
Monaco.
you're all judges. If
A
any of the
Capco
judges
Gold.
disagree with a sigh, let me know, and we'll review it. This one occurred at 2:08.
Unacceptably high. We know that. We know that.
What am I doing?
Kevin Monaco. Do you like Mexican ativas?
See if you guys can keep up. Every time he sighs, we're doing a bong rip. And I'm not doing huge bong rips because I know there's going to be a lot of them. He sighs a lot. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers to a clear value tax. That's him, right? Clear value tax. Cheers.
Caleb Sliger. Not even breathing equals a sigh. Kevin Monaco. Just do snappers.
Oh,
Treasure
no.
Coast Waters.
I'm doing small bong rips.
Nice timing, pal. Cheers.
That consumers are getting hit hard by inflation.
Two minutes and 14 seconds in. Another sigh. Another long sigh. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers, everybody. Now, when I watch Clear Value
Kevin
Tax,
Monaco.
I'm not distracted by that.
I bet some Thoga IDE never be invited back in Mealed Cup after a last time.
I get a lot of really good information out of this guy, and I really appreciate his channel and the information that he gives us. But the sighing that he does, it's like almost like a trademark, man. You know?
Ultimately, expenses are rising faster than wages or income. The data from the Fed shows that. So just think about that. Food inflation at 9.5%. That is.
Caleb
That is-
Sliger. This is madness.
Bro, he just did it
Billy
again.
Valentine.
He just did it again.
Let's do a line of Tabasco every time.
You know,
he
I will
looks
only
Asian.
snort half a line of super potent Tabasco sauce in the morning on my eggs because it is so ultra hot and spicy potent. And then I am ready to go over towards the bathroom where I'm snorting only half a line of ultra potent super male vitality in
Treasure
the morning because
Coast
it is so
Waters.
ultra potent.
LMAO.
All right. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers. I've lost count, bro.
Kevin Monaco. Put some flex tape into Tabasco.
I hope you all are smoking along. Let's see. Next time he does it. We're at 224.
Is extremely high, unacceptably high. So here are the year-over-year stats. Milk up 8.1%, coffee up 11.4%, bread up 15.8%, butter up 20.7%,
Butter. How dare they? My butter.
eggs up 55.4%. So
Of course, everybody has to sigh after you talk about that kind of inflation. Holy moly! Yes, I agree with the sigh. You concur? It was a sigh. Yes, of course you do. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers, everybody. Clear Value Tax.
Billy Valentine.
You should be following this guy like a million other people do.
My
Cheers.
butter
At
and
least
eggs
a
are
million.
crazy expensive. Caleb Slider.
1.75
Best show
million
going.
followers he has. You should be one of them. Let me give you guys a direct link in the chat. If you're watching from YouTube or come over to YouTube, you can get this direct link to his channel. He's called Clear Value Tax.
Kevin Monaco. I made ribs for dinner.
Clear Value, one word.
Kevin Monaco. Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh, I kind of like smoking like this, actually.
This was just a quick glance of the items that were reported. Let me know in the comments down below what you're seeing, what items that you're seeing that are still skyrocketing up like crazy. Moving on to energy. Energy is up.
I love that one, bro. My God. He had to cut it. He had to cut it.
Crazy. Moving on to energy.
Billy Valentine. Told you. Listen, an egg
Crazy.
costs 85 cents. 2 years ago it was that much for a dozen.
I got
So
him.
I'm about to have robin egg breakfasts, bitches.
I'm going to
screw
tell
it.
him.
Daddy
Hi.
gotta eat.
I've been podcasting for years. I've been watching you for a few months, and I love your channel. On my podcast, we smoke cannabis, and we found a great reason to smoke the other day. It's every time you sigh during one of your uploads. And let me tell you, we had more fun, and not only did we have fun, but my audience gets to learn a lot while we have a good time. They get to learn about what's going on with the economy. You have a really good
Kevin Monaco.
perception of what's
When
going
was
on.
your first podcast?
Upload or live broadcast? The live broadcast was a Google Hangout.
Caleb Sliger.
So it was right after Google Hangouts started, and I did it. I was like, "What is Google Hangouts?" You know, other people were using them, and I was like, I didn't know what the fuck they were. So I tried that, and it was after the Google Hangouts they came up with live streaming. You could live stream on your YouTube channel. It was like they used the Google Hangout software or something, you know, because it was like so fast. And I was like, hey, man, if I can go live, I'm going to go live. And I just, boom, as soon as we could go live on YouTube, I was going live. So that was a nice long sigh. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers. Remember, it's Clear Value Tax. Go follow him. Go learn. And at least while you're here, listen to him and learn what his opinion is on the markets. It's amazing. And the economy and the world, actually. That's why he's got 1.75 million followers on YouTube, guys. And I'm one of them. Cheers.
Kevin Monaco. If I see Madeline Martinez at Emerald Cup, I'll be telling her class 0 on cannabis.
Moving on to energy. Energy is up 5.2%. Year over year, the price of electricity is up
The freaking
12.9%.
Oracle.
Utility gas service
Sent you
is up
some interesting stuff on Twitter
14.3%.
messin'.
So gasoline and diesel prices, those have remained flat month over month.
Kevin
But the
Monaco.
stats, if you think about it, they're
That
getting a
who is
boost
writing the
because if you look at
federal law
gasoline
her?
and diesel prices, they were
Caleb
much
Slager.
higher in February of
I ran
2022.
it watching you
remember.
on stick cam.
But then after that, so we're talking about a few months ahead, a few months down the line, improvements in the year-over-year
Okay.
figures for energy, it's going to become more difficult. So
Okay.
just keep that in mind for the next few CPI reports.
Do you remember watching me on stage?
Now let's take a look at shelter. So shelter inflation is up 8.1%. It was 7.9% in January. So shelter inflation is going up on paper in the CPI reports. So as I explained in my previous video, I don't know if you caught this or not, we're not going to see improvements in shelter inflation for another 3 months, at least not meaningful improvements in the figures. So it has to do with the way that shelter inflation is calculated in the CPI reports. So I'm going to explain that more in depth in my housing video.
Treasure
I'm
Coast
hoping to have that
Waters.
up by the end of this week.
Indeed,
But
stick
ultimately,
cam gods in the
there's a
house
lag
count
effect.
cheers.
So shelter inflation, it's slower to rise up and it's slower to fall down. It's just the way it works. There's a lag effect. They smooth it out. So moving on to services X housing, that is up 7.3%. So this one is very important. This one's probably one of the bigger ones, bigger categories that the Federal Reserve is looking at, and you're going to see the Federal Reserve citing this figure a lot at the press conference.
I like that he knows how to say important. You know, not important.
So this is because we're talking about the labor market.
So usually when he does that, when he'll stop and start over again, he'll be like, usually I'll consider that like one of the size. So that's also smokable. To all of you judges out there, I want you to know, if he's saying something and he stops himself and then he starts talking again, that's also you might not call it a sigh, but it is a Billy, what do you call what he did?
Billy
what is
Valentine.
that? What's that called?
The average YouTuber age is 23, which means Nay's first podcast was before most YouTube viewers.
Oh shit, why did I do that? What did my hand hit? I don't know what my hand hit. Okay, wait. What the hell? We're even trying to enter their mom's experience, but true. I muted something. Dude. Hold on. Input device. No. Speakers. Okay, they're on. Okay, they're all the way up. I don't know what's going on. Why that cut off the volume? When you were talking, it's like my hand hit something. I felt my arm hit a button. Can someone say something in the chat, please, so I can test it, see if it's freaking working? Oh my god. Did it close? Okay, thank you, Oracle. Let me see what's going on here, man. Something's up. Okay, it's on. So I don't... Text-to-speech is on. The volume's up. The output's on. It's like I muted that somehow. But I don't know what my arm hit when I was reaching over. There's like a play.
The Federal Reserve, they've been concerned for some time.
There's a play pause. All right, let me refresh. I'll refresh the chat. We'll see if and somebody say something now, please. Say something again, guys. All of you. Everyone say something in the chat, please. Just spam me with comments, please. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. What's going on with that? Let's switch browsers. Dude, if this fixes it, I'll be like, hell yeah. Spam-a-lemon-ding-dong, people. Why you not spamming me with chat? Please. Please. What did I mute, man? There's a mute me on the bounty. Did you mute the browser? I don't know how you mute a browser or what I pressed that would unmute it. There are these buttons here. If only I knew what button I hit. I don't know. There's little icons on the buttons. They don't mean dick for me. Anybody else? Nobody else is going to talk in the chat, huh? And try to help me. If you guys aren't talking, I can't figure out if it's working or not. Thank you. Okay, I just need people to talk in the chat so I could try to figure out why we're not hearing. I don't want to just start randomly hitting buttons because I don't know what I'm going to do. Nothing is showing is muted. Huh. Neither of the browsers are putting out chat. Wait, let me just check. Oh, here we go. Now try it.
Nick Brown. Hey, hey.
Hey, hey. Hey, Nick. Look at us, why don't you? What do you think about that?
Nick Brown. PSH.
We got live captions on this one. That's cool.
The freakin' Oracle. Peanut butter jelly time.
Peanut butter and jelly time. Peanut butter and jelly time. Peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and jelly. Look at those shards of bone on the screen, guys. My dog was eating that. Look at that one. It looks like an X-Acto blade. The one on the bottom right. It looks like a fucking X-Acto blade. And it was sharp like one, too. I mean, it's literally got a cut in a groove and like a blade type surface to a point. Psst. Can you believe that? I wonder if I'm going to hear back on IG from those people. I'm all charged up here. Heels to the years. Dude, should I buy more
The
crypto?
freakin' Oracle. Damn, that's scary that he got a hold of it.
Should I buy more crypto? Hills to the years. IG. He got a hold of it? We gave it to him. Oh my god, what is that? Let me see here. No. Nobody is trying to talk to me.
Billy Valentine. Yo.
Maybe don't give bones to dogs is for good reason. Do you guys like the way I worded that? We are so angry. Just go fuck yourselves. That's all I told. That's what I told Jack and Pup. It's like I don't even want to deal with them. I'm just gonna tell everybody that does business with them to stop doing fucking business with them. Like I did TJ Maxx. I wonder how big TJ Maxx, how much business Jack and Pup gets with TJ Maxx. I wonder how much money, if this goes through, I wonder how much
Billy
money this could cost
Valentine.
them in business.
Your foot cam is live on my OnlyFans. No worries, you get 40%.
Look, I'm doing the windshield wiper. They pay extra for the windshield wiper. That's my verification. I can hold my legs out straight when I'm doing my dips. Forget about it. Forget about it. Oh, I put that up on the, didn't I, though? All these little faces, and there's like an evil little skull and shit. It's freaking badass. All those faces in that thing. Oh my god. That thing's sitting right in front of me. This thing. With the holes in the faces. You have to look at it, bro.
The freaking Oracle.
It's got these crazy
They will pay
skulls.
extra with a toe ring on. Ha ha ha.
The toe ring on? Dude, this thing has got some crazy faces. I don't know, that's not going to do it justice. These cameras aren't going to do it justice. I should take pictures of each face individually. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Here, check this out. Bro, these skull faces I'm going to show you are going to blow your mind. You're not going to believe how many skull faces there are in this thing. Okay. It's fucking psychotic. This one's got horns on its head, but you got to get it at the right angle so it looks right. And then there's this one right here. And then there's, that's all from this side. And then when you turn it,
Billy Valentine.
dude, there's so many
Oh
fucking
damn,
faces.
did you see that rib shatter? Or did you realize it later?
No.
Don't worry, if a dog's smart, he's not gonna swallow sharp shiz.
Dude, he did not eat all that. He left it on the floor. And he wasn't near it when I picked it up, luckily. This is like an alien skull, dude. It's so badass. Mark, my friend, is convinced that every rock that he finds that looks like a skull is a fossil of a skull. It's kind of weird like that. That's what makes them dangerous. Bro, there's so many cool faces on this thing. This one's got eyebrows. I'm just taking a cool photo of the texture of it because it's so badass. Oh my god, dude. This thing is crazy. So, look at that one. That one's got the horns on it. It's crazy, right? It's in that little piece of wood, man.
Nick Brown. Sweet.
It is. I want to get a stand for it. I want to lacquer it more.
Quite some time about the overheating in the labor markets, and it's basically the supply and demand imbalance for workers. So employee shortages, they create higher wage inflation. So we saw big job gains in January. We saw over 500,000 jobs created. That was the January figures. In February, we added 311,000 jobs. So this is why we're seeing services ex housing still elevated at 7.3%, above the 6.0 headline and way above the 2% target that the Fed is looking for. Now, I want to tell you about inflation expectations, and these are the expectations of the general public. And expectations, they're very important because it influences behavior, and that's going to impact demand, and that's going to impact inflation. So according to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York microeconomic data for February, people still have the expectation that the rate of inflation will fall sharply in the short run. So ultimately, people are expecting inflation to fall relatively quickly. When it comes to the labor market, the report shows that 39% of people believe that unemployment will be higher 12 months from now. It was actually at 41% in January, so people are actually being more optimistic about the labor markets. So the results were skewed for people with a college education and annual household income greater than $100,000 a year. So basically, white-collar people, they were much more confident that they're going to be in better shape when it comes to the labor markets, looking 12 months out ahead. So this was actually a big contrast from January, where white-collared employees felt that they were at a higher risk of being laid off. So now they're being more optimistic. Now, I want to share this one with you. I thought this was very interesting. This is regarding household finances. So the report shows that households are expecting that their spending will slow down even further in 2023. It's now fallen for 4 months straight. So I'm going to read you these figures, these stats, and the smaller numbers, the lower numbers, they just indicate that households are expecting to spend less money. Median household spending growth expectations, it fell from 6.9% in November to 5.9% in December to 5.7% in January, and it's now fallen to 5.6% in February. The decline in spending expectations, it was across all age groups and all income levels. This means that people are expecting to be tighter with their budgets. Now, I thought that this one was very important. This one is eye-opening. It shows you the reality of the situation. And this one aligns with all the other data that's coming from the Federal Reserve. So it is expected that growth in household income, so we're talking about income. So it was at 3.3% in January. In February, it fell to 3.2%. Income growth, 3.2%. So think about that. Household income is expected to grow at 3.2%, but what's the rate of inflation? We're talking about the inflation report. It was cited at 6.0%. Income grows at 3.2%. Expenses and inflation is growing at 6%. Real wage growth is negative. Obviously, this is bad. Okay, so do you see what I'm saying here? That's why when the politicians or the government officials say that wage growth is booming, it really gets to me because that is a false depiction of what's really going on, because real wage growth is negative. Income is not keeping up with the rate of inflation. So I want to take a minute here to ask you how you're doing. How is your household holding up against all this inflation? Are you in a better spot than you were last year, or are you worse? What items have you seen that have been shooting up in price like crazy? I know we covered the most basic items, but if you're seeing other items or services even just shooting up like crazy, please let us know in the comments down below. So apparently goods inflation, it has been slowing down, but the cost of services is still running very hot. So I'm just asking because, I mean, you never know with these surveys, because these surveys, if you didn't know, they ask sometimes even hundreds of people, but usually it's about 1,000 people, maybe 2,000 people. But even in that scenario, I think that is a very small sample size, and it may not be accurate or reflective of the true situation.
Right, that's fair.
Now, let me give you the latest forecast for 2023. We're going to talk about GDP, unemployment, and inflation. So starting with GDP, there are 4 scenarios in play. So honestly, it's very divided.
There it was. I was like, man, bro, he's gone so long without doing a sigh or a double speak, bro. And all of a sudden, there it is. So let's watch that one more time because it's been a while. In 5 seconds, 4
scenarios
3,
in play.
2. Bong me. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers, everybody. Cheers to clear value tax. Cheers to all of you. We're smoking every
Billy
time.
Valentine.
We're smoking every time he
Ha
sighs.
ha 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 ha. Cheers.
Honestly, it's very divided. Opinions are all over the place. So let me know what you think is the most probable. So we're going to start off with, so no particular order, we're going to start off with a deeper recession. So a deeper recession, this is for people that are saying this, they're saying that GDP will fall 2 to 4%. There's a mild recession, so in that scenario, this is where GDP will fall around 1%. There's a soft landing scenario. This is where we maintain positive GDP, somewhere in the range of 0%, so flat, to 2% growth. And then there's the no landing scenario. This is where the economy just blasts off. Greater than 2% GDP growth. Again, let me know what you think. Now let's talk unemployment. The rate of unemployment is expected to stay below 5% in 2023. That is the consensus. However, if we get close to 5%, that's still going to be 2 million Americans losing their jobs. The U.S. economy is still adding a good amount of jobs. The February report, the jobs report, it showed that we added 311,000 jobs, which was much more than the 225,000 expectation. But the unemployment rate, it's been ticking up because more people are looking for jobs. When it comes to inflation, the Federal Reserve is saying that we're going to get to 3% inflation by the end of this year. The target range, of course, is 2% inflation. The Federal Reserve, they're being very adamant about that. They're not willing to revise that higher. They're saying, no, it's going to be 2% inflation. So it was my expectation that we're going to really have trouble bringing down inflation.
Dude, he did it twice already, and I'm just ignoring it. We have to smoke. He stops talking, then he starts saying the exact same thing over again. It's so funny. So, cheers to that. No law regarding cannabis, everybody.
Hayden Hughes. Russian jet collides with US drone. What do you think? Did you hear about it?
Yes, I just saw that right before I went live. We could talk about that after
inflation
this.
When we get to the 5%
It's over in
range.
just 2 minutes.
I mean 4.5% to 5.5%, around the 5% range. It's going to be tough. I'm still sticking with my belief that at the 5% range, inflation will be stickier. So I refer a lot to my old video. So I'm talking about the inflation video that I made about 8 months ago in July. I gave an analysis on the history of inflation in similar scenarios, in similar circumstances. My prediction was that on average, well, this is what history shows. It takes about 2 years for inflation to get back down to ordinary levels. So I'm saying this to just manage your expectations. We're trying to get inflation to normal levels, and we're on track to probably do that by sometime around summertime of 2024.
I heard it. We go back and just check it out right here.
And we're on track to
He's like, dude, he's so good at doing them, bro. He slips them by. You don't even realize. Oh, boy. He's exasperated. He should change his name to Exasperated Tax. I'll be like, yo, what's up, Exasperated Tax? Oh my god. Anyway, I know I said it before, but I want to say it again. Thank you, dude, for all the stuff that you do for all the people that you provide this for. There's a lot of people that rely on your opinion, and I'm one of them, and I do appreciate you and everything you do. And this joking around that we're doing with you is all in fun, but your size are like gold for me, bro. I just want you to know that. And this is how much gold I'm talking about.
Probably do that by sometime around summertime, and we're on track to probably do that by sometime. To probably do that by sometime around summertime.
Did we? I don't think we smoked for that one yet, bro. For the it's the celebratory. So yeah, MiG crashed into an American drone over the I heard it was the Black Sea. No law regarding cannabis. Hayden Hughes, we're going to talk about this in a second for you, brother, if you're sticking around. Cheers, guys. We got to smoke every time he sighs, though.
Of 2024. So hopefully we continue to see improvements, but it's going to be a process. And higher than usual inflation, expect that to linger around for about 15 more months. That's my baseline scenario. So just to clarify, I'm saying this under the assumption that you agree with me that June of last year, that was the peak inflation rate. Not peak inflation. Inflation is still going up. It's just not going up as fast. But we peaked out in June of last year. So that's the timeline that I'm going off of. So I hope this gives you a good sense of where we're at and where we're headed with inflation. Please look forward to my next video on how this inflation report is going to affect the Federal Reserve decision, the meeting on March 22nd. So on that day, that's the FOMC meeting. So the big question is, are they going to raise interest rates or will they take a pause? Because now we're dealing with the bank collapses and now we have the final piece, which is the February CPI inflation report. So please look forward to that video. Please subscribe. I thank you for all the support and wish you a very nice day. Please take care.
He's great.
The CPI inflation report for the month of February was released this morning. It came in.
Who wants to buy some crypto? If I was going to buy some crypto right now, you know what I would think I would buy? I think I'd pick up on some Ethereum. Just to have to use for doing crypto stuff. Because you use Ethereum for paying fees and stuff. Now would be a good time to get some, before it goes where I think it's going. So it hit 1787. It's at 1706 right now. It's at a low point. Could go a little lower, but if I wanted to get a little Ethereum, like $1,000 worth or something, got this money. I'm just gonna let it sit in the bank, man. God bless America.
Billy Valentine. I have an idea. This bonsai thing costs so much cause it takes years to make one tree. I think I found a way to use miracle hour respectively.
The Miracle Grow granular acid burn faux furt. You looking for some faux furt, bro? You want some Miracle Grow faux furt? What's up there? You want some faux furt? Lauren Bobert's gonna sell you some faux furt.
Hayden Hughes. What's that picture about bones?
That's a product called Jack and Pup. And it was available at TJ Maxx. My mom brought two bags home, gave my dog one of those ribs, and that's what I found on the ground when he walked away from it. And I said,
Billy Valentine.
I said, that doesn't look
Load a
right.
tree with roids and sell it to dudes on roids.
I said, what the hell
Perfect.
is this? I said, he swallows some of that, man, he could get killed. You know? He's gonna have a hard time taking a shit for a fucking week, I guarantee you. You know? So, you know, we contacted the company on Instagram. I hadn't heard back. I checked. We contacted TJ Maxx. They said they're going to take it off their shelves. It just says beef bone. It's a rib bone. They're a bunch of rib bones. It's what they are. And I believe they are cooked rib bones. Crazy, right? I mean, this is probably all over the country. There's going to be dogs getting this inside their intestines all over the... And how long has this been going on for? How long have they been selling that product for? If you Google that shit, they say do not give your dog any bones at all. Any kind of bones, ever. For any reason. Never give your dog bones. It's just bad. It's unhealthy. And only bad things can
Hayden
happen.
Hughes. Not good.
The assistant manager at TJ Maxx says we're going to pull that product off the shelves. He didn't even need to see the photographs. I told him they're
Billy
bones. I said, those
Valentine.
are bones. It says it right on
Yeah,
the back.
the rule of thumb is never feed a dog bones if you're not certain, especially cured or cooked bones. That's like old news. Why the hell would they do that? Are they selling chicken bones too? Jesus.
I'm going to tell you how. I bet that somebody came over from another country, like Saudi Arabia or something like that, and decided to buy a company and change the way they do stuff to make some more money. Hey, you know what we'll do? We'll sell some bones. Bones are cheap. We can get them so cheap. We'll just sell bones. And we'll say, these are bones. And if the idiots want to feed bones to their dogs, well, fuck them too. We're making money. That's a corporation, man. You know what?
Free the oranges.
Imagine...
I missed everything, darn it.
Imagine a libertarian society that would allow companies to feed poison to your dog or feed shards of glass to your dog, which is what those amount to, because they're not going to break down. You know, that's some evil motherfucker, and I bet it's someone that came in from another country and doesn't give a... Because this is what happened to me with the cannabis thing. Somebody came in from another country, bought another company out, didn't know what the fuck they were doing, and put people at risk. I was one of those people. Now my dog is one of those people. And it was TJ Maxx that put my dog at risk. But you know what? According to TJ Maxx, they're going to pull that product off their shelves. So I applaud them. I applaud them. All of you can now go into any TJ Maxx anywhere in the world.
The freaking Oracle.
Grab one of those bags off the shelves. Grab one of those bags off the shelves. Walk up to the counter and say, I want to talk to your manager. When the manager comes out, say, this product should not be in your store. These are bones. Is it a cooked bone? Yes, it is, I believe, a cooked bone. The bag doesn't smell bad. It doesn't smell like, there's... It says it's from New Jersey, I think. Yeah, a real greedy businessman came in, probably bought that company out, and said, let's offer a new product. Like, 3 more days till Halloween.
Free the oranges. What nuts are you eating? The freaking Oracle. Yeah, get him to pull it for
Free.
sure. Only raw bones are okay for dogs.
No, you shouldn't give raw bones to dogs. Freaking Oracle, you should not give raw bones to dogs. You shouldn't give bones to dogs, period. Free the oranges. Thank you for asking. Those were grapes. And they're great. So, yeah, like that movie, Halloween, where they're selling masks to the kids, and the masks, turn the kids into little killers, and I guess the masks blow up on their faces or whatever. It's like a company like that, just an evil company, man. Only an evil company. How are you going to sell a product to dogs and not research it and understand it? You didn't even bother to Google it. Jack and Pup.
Why not raw bones for dogs?
Hey, Jack and Pup. You didn't bother to Google it? Because that's what I did. Why not raw bones? Google it, Oracle. Are you driving around right now, or can you Google that shit? You'll see. Don't give any bones to a dog ever. Bro, do you know how many times, let me tell you something, Oracle, when I'd walk through the frickin' woods in California and I would find full frickin' skeletons of deers and rabbits and sometimes even...
Free the oranges. I will schedule an eye doctor appointment.
Sometimes, little mammal bones and everything, totally not eating the bone. The bones are totally preserved, bro. In the wild, the animals don't eat the frickin' bones. They eat the meat off the bones. And they leave the frickin' bones. Bro, I've found so many deer carcasses out there. Oh, little fawns. Full frickin' carcasses, bro. Just totally picked clean. Spines, bro. Intact. Full spines of deer. They won't eat the bones, bro. And, they could easily pull that apart. A coyote could easily pull that off if it wanted to. They don't. Even the wild animals know not to eat the bones.
Billy Ballantyne. Yeah, I let Leo have bones he can't destroy like raw cow ribs, but I shouldn't. He does break them to get the marrow. But he does cut his gums sometimes. I do it 'cause I know he would in the wild, but guess what? He's not friggin' wild and he don't.
He shut my stuff off again. He's not. It's like it runs out of breath with Billy's statements. Billy's long statements kill the freaking voice. It's so funny. He's not freaking wild. He doesn't need a cow leg. He gets the meat already, so I'm wearing off the bone crap. No, Bambi. What the hell? He shut it down, bro. It ran out of breath. Let me turn it off and turn it on again. Okay, I turned it off and I turned it back on. Let's see if that fixes it. All right, let's refresh the page. I'll refresh the other page. The volumes are all on. I mean, I wonder if it plays them out on. It's trying to play them out. Yeah, output device. I found the problem, guys. I changed the output device on these things somehow. Here we go. Dude, I did not touch this, but I found the problem. There. That should fix it. We should hear two voices now. We just have to pick one. Nope. Maybe I'll refresh the page again. I don't know now. Now that should have worked. It was the output. This is on. Sounds on. Output device. Let me change my output device. That almost just locked up my whole computer. So maybe that fixed it. Anything? Anyone? Anybody gonna say anything? I don't know. Just one. Oh, here we go. Nothing. Isn't that weird? We've lost the voice. The voice. We've lost the voice. And we don't know why it happens. It's sometimes it shuts off sometimes. I'm messing with two different browsers right now. Neither one is playing out sound. I mean, if I play sound on one of the browsers,
And at 6.0%.
I mean, it's working fine.
So I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about inflation, what was in this report. Today is Tuesday, March 14th.
See?
And I hope you're having a very nice day.
See, everything's working fine. I got two different browsers up. I don't understand. I thought I figured it out because the output devices had changed for those browsers. So here, let's refresh them yet again. Okay, refreshed. Check the settings here. Anybody want to say anything real quick for me, please, in the chat, so I could test this? I wish you guys would just be talking right now, just saying stuff so I could be testing this faster, man. Thank you. Okay, cool. Enable text-to-speech off. Close. Same over here. Appearance. Notifications. Enable text-to-speech off. Close. Okay, now turn it back on over here. Appearance. Settings. Notifications. Enable text-to-speech on. Close. Over here. Appearance. Settings. Notifications. Enable text-to-speech on. Close. Mr. Miyagi, meanie, miney. Yes, thank you. It's not working though. But yes. I can't believe it's not working. I don't know why. I don't know what. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do here? Let me check these again. Speakers, JBL. The output device. I mean, it's working, but the browser voices stopped working. I wonder if I change the voice. Okay, this says Google UK English female. Weird. Let's go. Microsoft David. Nope. That did not change the voice. I don't know what else to do. I could close the browsers out completely. Here. Here we go. Trying to think, what else can I do? Next word, please. Anybody? Say the words for me, people.
The freaking Oracle. Test.
Thank you. That didn't take much, did it?
Hayden Hughes. So regarding this drone being down, do you think they might seek to retrieve it? Freet Ranges.
Sure.
Test.
They don't want the Chinese getting it. Or the Russians. You know, or whoever has access to the Black Sea. I don't know who has access to the Black Sea over there, where, and I don't know where this thing crashed. But,
Billy Ballantyne. Hooray, I am back to my chosen voice, human.
right? Yeah, it's real human. Okay. Max Kaiser, how Bitcoin expands your consciousness.
Billy Ballantyne. I will crush humanity, I
Now,
mean,
you said this
never
to a
mind,
person in Miami.
human.
I think this was 2 years ago, and I think you were perhaps just alluding to it, that on the other side of hyper-Bitcoinization was a revolution in human consciousness. Do you have
Human consciousness.
specific surrounding that? Like, what do you actually see happening? That
What is he
we
talking
move
about?
into a post-scarcity type world, and then
What is he talking about? You know, where Republicans are taking over government right now with people like Ron DeSantis. What consciousness is he talking about?
everything changes, including our own moral software? Like, well, what does that actually look like, and what do you mean when you say that that Bitcoin could, and correct me where I'm wrong, I thought you said basically Bitcoin would usher in a revolution in human consciousness.
Yeah, I think that's an accurate kind of a memory of what I said. So if you think about consciousness, it was more or less discovered by Sigmund Freud and in the 1800s. And so he developed concepts of the conscious, the subconscious, and the unconscious. And that was a revolution in consciousness. And it was a revolution in the medical field, obviously, and to probe people's subconscious mind and unconscious mind for origins of illness or origins of aberrant behavior, or how to of course
Let's wrap it
at the
up.
same time Carl Jung was working in similar field and came up with things like the synchronicity and the mandala and ideas of the hero's journey, that we are all basically repeating certain templates of behavior, and we have certain relationship with history that compels us to interact similarly throughout history, and that culture tends to reflect this, and we see the same totems and stories emerge throughout history as a reflection of our conscious and our unconscious. And so with Bitcoin is another deeper probe into what would be the collective unconscious, which is a Jungian term, which is where I take it from. And so this would be a further probe into this psychological dimension. And as we're saying, when you have perfect price discovery and perfect money, and you essentially algebraically solve for want, right? Because most markets are driven by want. People want stuff, and so that's reflected in price discovery. But when you remove want from the equation and you just have pure interactions based on the ebb and flow of nature, the tides, the moons, the human interaction, this is all very cyclical and natural, and it reflects a deeper consciousness that we have with a creator or the creator. I guess could say that. And so Bitcoin takes us to that place. So it's a revolution in human consciousness in that way. I think in El Salvador is an interesting example of making Bitcoin legal tender and adopting Bitcoin and being orange pilled and having President Bukele speak so eloquently about Bitcoin for so long. He was tweeting about it in 2014 and again in 2017. He's really been in Bitcoin for a long time. He's thought about it a great deal. And one of the side effects, and I'm not going to claim that there's a direct cause and effect here, but I will allude to this. One of the side effects of a Bitcoin consciousness is a certain intolerance of violence and a certain intolerance of social injustice. And in the last year, we've seen in this country the violence decrease almost over 95%. So El Salvador went from being the most violent country in the region and one of the most violent countries in the world to being the safest country in the region, and on track to have a safety and a security record better than Canada, right? People think about Canada as being a pretty safe place. Well, El Salvador is on its way to becoming even safer than Canada. And I think that's a correlation with the Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, again, on that subconscious, unconscious, universal conscious level, changes you. And as I say in my book, the book of Maxx, you don't change Bitcoin, Bitcoin changes you, right? So once you allow the protocol to come into your mind, it'll either do one of two things. Either you become a malevolent, dastardly, no good Nick, like a Sam Bankman-Fried, or you're elevated. It takes you to a place that you want to be, right? As they say here. And that could be, for example, a President Bukele, or I think Michael Saylor is somebody who I think was elevated. He had already, I met with him a couple of times. I know you have. And he has a real passion for education and things like that. And I know that he is happy that he's found an audience of folks that he can pull into his sphere of what he's passionate about. And I know that something like education is something that's near to his heart. And so this, again, the Bitcoin experience accentuates that. And it's accentuated at the conscious level. And the consciousness layer in the stack of humanity, is a fairly new discovery, right? I mean, this is fairly new here. It's only 150, 160 years old. We're talking about the discovery of the unconscious mind. And of course, that can also be used in a malevolent way. Freud's was a cousin or somebody, he used it, Edward Bernays, to use subconscious persuasion in marketing. And this has been a catastrophe in many ways. They, for example, in his day, they convinced women that to be truly free, they should smoke cigarettes, right? Because they figured out that they had a whole market for cigarettes, women, and they needed to get that market. And so he launched this campaign of subliminal, subconscious kind of using Freud's work to involuntarily get people to act in ways that were against their best interests. And so that's something we still deal with. We have an economy right now called the nudge economy, where we're constantly every single day bombarded with hundreds of thousands of messages from marketers who are nudging us on a subliminal, subconscious, unconscious level to do things that are not in our best interest. When I was a kid, subliminal advertising was against the law. They used to put advertisements of Coca-Cola during the movie to get, or I'm sorry, salty stuff in the movie to get you to go buy Coca-Cola, right? And they get the subliminal image, and that they outlawed that. But over time, this has been completely obliterated by the hyper presence of social media, where our minds are semi-connected to the internet, and we have no defense against this type of subliminal nudging and marketing. And the results are in many ways catastrophic. It's led to complete social cohesion nightmare, where you have social confusion. Let's call it that, social confusion, where you have now whole demographics of the population are very confused about who they are, what they are, where they are, and I think that's the direct result of rogue social media engineers who are preying on the subconscious in ways that are, in my view, completely abhorrent. But it's something that, I think Bitcoin is here to help us navigate away from that. I think Bitcoin is here.
Pandora's box was somewhat open, similar to the start of QE, TARP, all this stuff. Well, now you can just buy whatever, and you'll never have to actually realize these losses. Your gains will be privatized. Your
Whatever, fuck you, dude. Use my boy's face to promote your shit, you motherfucker. Alright, you guys, I hope you had fun tonight. I might do a late night show, I don't know. This was pretty chill. We'll see what the market's doing. Ethereum's almost under 1700. That's kind of scary. We don't want that to happen. It's at 1704 right now, so let's see if it can hold on and keep the market pumping upwards. When it, yeah! Yeah! Alright, I'll be back. Bye. I'll see you later. Love you guys. Come check me out on Twitter. I'm at Nays Garden on Twitter, all over social media. Bye.